This segment brought to you by Kansas Corn. Learn more at kscorn.com.
So a couple of weeks later from the last time we were out in alfalfa, different field of course. So this one, as you can see, is ready to be cut. It's flowering, and last time we were out we found a tremendous amount of pea aphids, but not so many alfalfa weevils. And the interesting thing with all the coccinellids that we found eating those pea aphids were, in fact, they were all adults. We did not find any larvae. So that suggests to me that that field had been sprayed with insecticide for the weevils. They had killed a large number of the natural enemies, which allowed the aphids to take off, and then more natural enemies were recruited. And so the very fact that there were no immature stages in there tells me that those lady beetles had not yet had a chance to reproduce. So let's see what we see here. So there's an alfalfa weevil. So this is the pest that really is the key pest. So that's an adult. So we've got quite a few hippodamia. We do have some pea aphids, but as you can see, not nearly as many as we were seeing in other field. Some aureus, and the aureus will be more numerous here because of the flowers, in fact, and a few pea aphids and a few late instar alfalfa weevil larvae. And a big blister beetle. Now the blister beetle I'm going to talk about because it's a real problem in alfalfa. It's what we call an indirect pest. So this is a gray one. We have 3 common species here. And the striped one is actually the most toxic. So the problem with those guys is they can form quite large aggregations. And they have cantharidin in their hemolymph, which makes them highly toxic to horses. And so of course alfalfa hay, big concern is you want to feed it to horses, you don't want any blister beetles in it. And it's virtually impossible to guarantee your hay is free of these things. But when you do observe these aggregations, they can be thousands of them on the plants. The best advice for the farmer is just stay out of the field. They will disperse naturally in a few days. Problem being, you run over them with the tractor, you squish them into the hay, and you've got a problem. You've got your hay contaminated with cantharidin. So here, the very fact that we see quite a few adult weevils suggests to me, and much fewer aphids, is consistent with a scenario in which that other field had been sprayed for the weevils, and here it has not. And so we have a really large diversity of insects here. Of course, part of that is due to the crop being in bloom. So let's see what we get in another 10 sweeps here. Look at them all. And of course, damsel bugs. There's a 7-spot lady beetle, some more tarnished plant bugs, and of course different stages of the alfalfa weevil. So we have 3 species of coccinellids. What else? So again, I would say the farmer here probably made a wise decision in not spraying. As you can see, he's got a lot of hay here. It's a low-lying field, so it's a lot of good moisture. And there's quite a few weevils in here. And yet you don't see a lot of damage on the plants. You don't see a lot of loss of defoliation. So it wasn't a threshold number, or you would see a lot more damage to the foliage. So probably made a wise decision in not spraying. And you can see, in terms of the pea aphids, there's not nearly as many as we saw in that other field. Not nearly as many. Quite a variety of spiders. And that's always a good sign. When you have a variety of different spiders, it's a sign that you have a healthy ecosystem because there are such generalist predators.